Good morning, children. Today we are going to learn another poem, The Shed, written by Frank Flynn. Now, let us know about the poet. Frank Flynn was an Australian author, a doctor, a missionary priest. He was born and educated in Sydney and is notable for a number of things, including his contribution to religion, medicine, and to the welfare of the original inhabitants. Now, let us have a look at his books. The first one is Northern Frontiers, The Living Heart, Shadow of Death, Northern Gateway, and Seven Secrets of Confession. Now, look at this picture, children. Look at the picture of a shed. Observe it very carefully. Think, what does it contain? And how do you feel when you look at it? Now, pause the video for a while. Think very carefully. Think, observe it and find out what does it contain and how do you feel when you look at it. Describe, use some describing words. Now, let us start discussing it. Now, when you look at this shed, how do you feel? So you can think that it is very far away from the main house. So we can say that it is isolated. So the shed is isolated. So why it is isolated? It is far away from the main house. And when you look at this particular shed, you feel it a little bit scary. You feel frightened to look at it. So what does it might have inside? Okay, so it is scary also. So the next one is when you have a look at it, you feel that there is a lot of space inside, isn't it? So we say that it is spacious. And as it is very spacious, you can say that it is empty. And when it is empty or spacious, if you want to put certain things, you can stuff a lot of things into it. So many things can be kept in the shed. Okay. Now, what things you are likely to find inside? So what things you can keep in that shed? We can use that shed for keeping tools, that is the garden tools like spade, crowbar, okay. And also you can keep certain things which are discarded or which are destroyed, or like furniture you can keep, okay. And also some old cycles, some vehicles like cycle or any vehicle which is old, which you think it is old, which you are not using it, that you can also keep in that, okay. And as you don't dust it, okay, as you don't use it properly regularly, so it contains lot of dust. And along with the dust we can find some insects, cobwebs, okay. So insects like you find lizards, rats, all these things you find. And this shed can also be used to store grains, food grains you can store in that, isn't it? Now, as you are very much clear with what does it contain, as you have looked into the picture of it, and you feel that you know that what does it contain. So now let us move on to what we have discussed right now. So how will you describe the shed? I have put on these words, the describing words. That is, first one is scary. That is, when you look at it, you will feel frightened. Isolated is very far away from the main house. And spacious, when you look into it, you feel that the shed is very spacious. It has lot of space. Empty, so spacious and empty is the same thing. Then stuffed, so when you find an empty place, when you find a shed which is empty, you feel like putting all the things into it. So you stuff it with so many things, so many discarded things. Now, what things you are likely to find in the shed? So as we have discussed, tools you find, then insects like rats, spider, okay. And also certain small other insects you can find it, fly, all that. And as it is not cleaned well, you find lot of dust in it. And you can use to keep some furniture, old furniture, okay, you can keep in that. And also you can keep your old cycle which you are not using it. And it can also be used to keep grains also in it, okay. Now let us move on to the poem, The Shed. There's a shed at the bottom of our garden, with a spider's web hanging across the door. The hinges are rusty and creak in the wind. When I am in bed, I lie and I listen. I will open the door one day. Now, second stanza. There's a dusty old window around at the side with three cracked panes of glass. I often think there's someone staring at me each time that I pass. I'll peep through that window one day. My brother says there's a ghost in the shed who hides under the rotten floorboards. And if I ever dare to set foot inside, he will jump out and chop off my head. But I will take a peep one day. Now the next stanza. I know that there isn't really a ghost. My brother tells lies to keep the shed for his den. There isn't anyone staring or making strange noises. And the spider has been gone from his web. Since I don't know when, I'll go into that shed one day soon. But not just yet. Okay. Now, as we have read the poem, now we'll discuss each and every stanza. Now look at the first stanza. There's a shed at the bottom of our garden. So here at the bottom refers to very far, at the end of our garden. So our garden refers to the poet's garden. So what is there in the poet's garden? A shed. So where it is? Very far at the end of the garden, with a spider's web hanging across the door. So spider's web, what does it signify? It signifies that that particular shed is not used, or it is not in use. And what this spider's web, how can you see? They are hanging across the door. So on the door here you can see the picture, children. On the door you can find the spider's web. So these spider's web are hanging across the door. The hinges are rusty and creak in the wind. So you can see in the picture hinges. Hinges, it refers to a movable joint on which a gate or door swings. So these hinges are rusty and creak. Creak means they make a high pitch or unpleasant sound, okay, when it is moved in the wind. So when there is a wind, so when the door moves here and there, at that particular time you can hear the unpleasant creaking sound. When I am in bed, I lie and listen. So I am in bed refers to the poet. So when poet is in his bed, when he is lying in his bed, he listens. What does he listen? He listens to the creaking sound of this particular door. I will open that door one day. So here the poet is very much curious. So he is curious to know what is inside the shed, and he plans to take a look inside the shed one day. So is this clear, children? Now let us move on to the next stanza. There's a dusty old window around at the side. So how is the window? The window is dusty and also it is old. Around here refers to very close to the side, with three cracked panes of glass. So here panes refers to a sheet of glass. So here you can see three cracked, see in the picture, three cracked panes of glass. And dusty, here you can see the window is full of dust and cobwebs. I often think there's someone staring at me. Staring means to look keenly or very closely. So here I here refers to the poet. The poet, he often thinks that someone is looking at him, someone is staring at him each time that I pass. So each time is each and every time when he passed through that particular shed, he feels that someone is staring at him, and he also thinks that there is someone over there. I will peep through that window one day. Here you can see the picture. He thinks that one day I will peep. Peep means to look through, to look through something. So he says that he will peep through that window one day. So here the poet says that whenever he passes by the shed, he feels as if someone is staring at him. So he once again plans to look through the window one day. So he wants to know what is there inside that shed. He's very curious to know what is there inside, and he plans to see or peep through the window. Now we'll move on to the next stanza. My brother says there's a ghost in the shed who hides under the rotten floorboards. So you very well know what's a ghost, children. So here my brother refers to the poet's brother. So poet's brother says that there is a ghost inside that shed. So where that ghost hides, he hides under the rotten floorboards. So here you see that rotten refers to decomposing or decaying. So decomposing means almost it is destroying. Floorboards is the wooden covering of the floor. So here you can see the picture. This is the floorboard which is decaying, and he says that, his brother says that this ghost, it hides under the rotten floorboards. And if I ever dare to set foot inside means to go inside that particular shed. So if I ever, refers to the poet, if he ever dares, has having courage and goes inside that particular shed, so what does his brother say? That he will jump out. Who is that? He is the ghost. That ghost will jump out and chop off my head. Chop off means to cut off, as you cut the vegetables, chop the vegetables, like that the ghost will chop off his head. So his brother says that there's a ghost inside that shed, and it is going to jump on him when he goes inside the shed. It will jump on him, and also it will chop off his head. But I will take a peep one day. So here the poet says that finally one day I'm going to see whether what is there inside that particular shed. Okay, now we'll move on to the next stanza. I know that there isn't really a ghost. My brother tells lies to keep the shed for his den. So I know here refers to the poet. He knows that there is no ghost inside that particular shed. My brother tells lies. So his brother says lies. Why he is telling lies to the poet? Because he wants to keep it for himself. So for his den means for his use, he want to keep the shed. There isn't anyone staring or making strange noises. So inside there is no one. There is no ghost, nothing. There is no one inside the shed, and no one is making any strange noises. And the spider has been gone from his web. So here, whatever the spider's web which is there, so that spider's web, from that web, that spider has gone. So there is no spider in that web. Since I don't know when, I will go into that shed one day. So since I don't know means here poet, he doesn't know when he is going to look through it, or when he is going inside that particular shed. I'll go into that shed one day soon. So but he is very much sure that he wants to go into that shed one day, and he's not at all sure when he is going to go into that particular shed. So here the poet is aware of the clever designs of his brother, who tells him not to enter the shed. So his brother tells him not to enter the shed. Why? He says that there is a ghost which lives in the shed. So his brother is telling lies to him so that he could keep the shed for himself. So here the poet is very confident that there is no ghost in the shed, so that there is no one in the shed, and there is no one staring at him, or staring at the poet, or making strange noises. So he has also observed that even the spider has left its web. So the poet is very sure of the time. Now the poet is not at all sure of the time, but he is very much sure that he is going to peep through it or go inside the shed. So he plans to go to the shed, but always he postpones it for some other time, saying that not just yet, but he is sure to visit it one day. So now from this particular poem, what did we learn? So here the poem tells us that we should be very much courageous. We should plan the things. We should be very much curious to know, to explore the things. So what it has. So to explore the things means what it has in that particular shed. So here the poet, he wants to find out what is there in the shed. One day he is sure that he is going to see what is there in that shed. He wants to go inside the shed and he wants to see it. And here we should not be afraid. Okay, and here you need is to muster up enough courage. So you have to pull up all your courage to do the things. Okay, you have to do the things, you have to bring up all your courage and strength to do the things. Is it clear, children? Thank you.